Hello, students. Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Mr. Stanley Umbogo. Dear students, welcome back again. And this is one of the most interesting episodes that we have. So, in this episode, I'd like us to look at something, and that is handling context questions in examinations. So, dear students, in context questions, you are given an excerpt. So an excerpt can come from a play, a novel, or a short story. Then you are asked questions about the excerpt that you are given, or the excerpt that is presented before you. So excerpt questions are questions that we normally come across in paper 2. So they are based on set texts. The section tests the ability to remember and link the plot in the text. So this means that when you are answering excerpt questions, dear students, you will require a good understanding of the whole book. So if it is a novel, you'll require that is good understanding of the whole novel. If it is a play, you will require a full understanding of the whole play. And if it is a short story, you'll require to have a good understanding of the short story. So this is not only because you do not know what part of the text will be picked on, but more so because your knowledge of the book is very important in your response to the context questions. So the greatest task is to relate the text to the previous events and link it to the future events. And this requires great mastery and ability to recall the text and all its events. So in these questions, a little analysis is expected in this section on the following areas. Number one, the thematic concerns or the issues that are brought out in the story. Number two, a little analysis is also expected on the styles, that is the use of the stylistic devices by the author. And number three, we also expect a little analysis on characters and characterization. And this is where you are asked, to identify the character traits of, character Y or character X in the story. So remember, when dealing with all these three areas, it is a must that you have to give illustrations, even if it is not asked. So all questions from this section must be answered from within the excerpt unless stated otherwise by the question. So the questions in the section are much like those in comprehension. Therefore, the student can respond to them in similar manner. However, for the question, illustration is a must, and that is why I said that when we are dealing with the analysis on, thematic concerns, stylistic devices, character and characterizations, we must illustrate, even if the question, even if it is not included under the instructions given. So illustration is a must, and you must have that in mind. So the student is expected to give illustrations, even if it is not there under the instructions. This applies for questions on, I repeat, character and character traits, style and effectiveness, and also the issues brought out in the excerpt. So we are also told that for character traits, you are required to give only one at a time. Do not stroke or slash the character traits. For example, it is incorrect to say that Kim is intelligent stroke wise. So if we have those two traits in one character, then you need to write them separately and look for look for areas in the excerpt that you can use to illustrate the traits that you are able to identify. So do not stroke or use a forward slash to separate the character traits. And again, all illustrations made must be captured from the excerpt unless stated otherwise in the question. So you will only be asked, that is questions from elsewhere in the play when you see the phrase from elsewhere in the play in your question section. But if you are not told to look for illustrations from elsewhere in the play, stick to the what? Stick to the excerpt. So that means that all your illustrations made must be captured from the excerpt that you are given. And also remember that excerpts require great mastery of the text. So as a student, you should endeavor to read multiple times before exams. In fact, if possible, act the text to enhance the memory. So before you walk into the examination room to tackle questions, that is context questions, always consider these. If you are told to put the excerpt in its immediate context, then you are required to handle these in two parts. So for the question, because it carries 4 marks, one has to handle it in 2 parts. So the first part, you must talk about what happens before the excerpt is taken. And when you're talking about what are some of the things that happen before the excerpt is taken, it means that you will look for some major events. You go up 2 or 3 statements above or 1 page behind to capture 2 major events that happen. So that will give you a total of 2 marks. And again, you will move to the next part, or the second part, that is where you are asked some of the things that happen after the excerpt is taken. So when you are asked to state some of the major events that happen after the excerpt is taken, then you need to go down 2 or 3 statements below, or 1 page in front, and capture 2 major events that happen. So again, never wander too far from the excerpt location. When you're told to place an excerpt in its immediate context, now having in mind that it is handled in 2 parts, do not wander too far from the excerpt location. Just go to either the last 2 to 3 statements. That is, if you are asked what happens before, if you ask what happens after, just go to the first 2 or 3 statements that we have. So, dear students, I believe that was super helpful, and it also marks the end of our session. So, in more videos to come, we are going to look at sample questions, sample excerpts, and how we can go about them. So, remember to always keep it easy, Elimu. Once again, I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombogo. Until next time, bye.